Hello and welcome. Today, we are going to crack open the most important user manual you'll ever read. And no, it's not for your phone or your car. It's for the most incredible machine in the universe, your own body. So let's dive right in and figure out how to keep it running in top condition.
Just think about it for a second. What if you had a guide for everything? You know, how to fuel it properly, how to maintain it, what all the little warning lights mean? Well, guess what? In a way, that manual already exists. The rules of food and health, those are the chapters. And today, we're going to read them together.
Okay, so first things first, fuel. You can't run any machine without the right kind of fuel. For our bodies, that fuel is our food. And the power in that food comes from something called nutrients.
So what exactly are these nutrients? Well, think of them as the absolute essential building blocks. They're the premium petrol, the engine oil, the spare parts, everything your body needs to get energy, to grow, and to fix itself when things go wrong.
Let's start with the main power source, carbohydrates. We're talking about our everyday roti, our rice, our potatoes. This is the stuff that gives us instant energy to do, well, everything. To walk, to play, to work. Without carbs, the engine just won't start.
Right. Next up, we've got the body's official repair crew, proteins. You'll find them in dal, paneer, eggs, and their job is all about growth and fixing any wear and tear. You get a cut, a pulled muscle, it's the protein team that rushes in to rebuild and make things right again.
Now, let's talk about fats, from things like ghee and nuts. And look, they are not the enemy. Think of fats as your body's personal power bank, a reserve fuel tank. They store energy like nothing else, giving you almost double the power of carbs for when you need that extra push.
Okay, what about defense? Well, that's where vitamins come in. All those fresh fruits and vegetables we eat, they're packed with vitamins that act as our body's security system. They're like a shield, protecting us and helping us fight off illnesses. And finally, we have the builders, minerals. Things like iron and calcium are like the nuts and bolts of the machine. They're absolutely crucial for building strong bones, making healthy blood, and just making sure our body grows properly.
And of course, you can't forget two other key players. Water, that's our coolant, making sure the body's temperature is just right, and roughage, or fiber, that's the cleanup crew. It helps push out all the waste and keeps the internal plumbing working smoothly. Both are absolutely vital.
So we have all these amazing fuel components, right? But here's the thing. Just like you can't run a car on only engine oil, our body needs the right mix of everything. It's all about finding the perfect formula.
And that perfect formula has a name: a balanced diet. Now, this is super important. It's not about eating less. It's about eating smart. It means getting a little bit of everything: carbs, proteins, fats, vitamins, all of it, in just the right amounts your body needs every day.
You want a perfect example? Look no further than the Indian thali. It is literally a masterclass in balanced eating. You've got your roti or rice for carbs, dal for protein, a subzi packed with vitamins and minerals, a little bit of curd. It's the whole formula, served up perfectly on one plate.
All right, so fuel is sorted. But what about maintenance? You know, keeping the machine running smoothly for years and years. It takes more than just good food. We also need to move it right, position it right, and let it rest and recharge. And these are the three pillars of that maintenance. Regular exercise, that strengthens all the engine parts, our muscles. Good posture, that makes sure all the internal fluids, like your blood, can flow freely without any blocks. And rest? That's the nightly tune-up, when the body does all its most important repair work. But what happens if we skip the maintenance, or if we consistently use the wrong kind of fuel? Well, just like a car, the internal warning lights start to flash. In our bodies, we call these warnings deficiency diseases.
So a deficiency disease is basically your body's way of screaming for help. It's shouting, "Hey, I'm missing something important over here." It's a very clear signal that you've been missing a specific nutrient for too long, and a part of the system is starting to break down because of it.
And look at this. It's a direct cause and effect map. If you don't get enough vitamin A, you can get night blindness. Not enough iron? You feel tired and weak from anemia. See, every missing nutrient creates a very specific and predictable problem. So, we've talked about what can go wrong on the inside, but our bodies also have to defend against attacks from the outside. There are tiny, invisible invaders all around us, called germs, and they are always trying to get in and cause trouble.
Now, when these germs cause an illness that can actually spread from one person to another, we call it a communicable disease. The culprits are these tiny, tiny organisms, bacteria, viruses. You can't see them at all, but believe me, their effects can be massive.
This picture says it all, doesn't it? On one side, you have the microscopic bacteria that causes something like typhoid. And on the other, you have the very real, very visible symptoms that a person feels. It's a stark reminder of the invisible war that's happening all the time.
So how do these little invaders travel? Well, they can spread through direct touch, through the air when someone coughs or sneezes, through contaminated food or water, and, as we all know too well during monsoon season, through insects like mosquitoes that carry diseases like malaria and dengue.
But we are not helpless. We have a defense plan. We can fight back. We can kill germs with disinfectants and by boiling our water. We can stop them from breeding by making sure water doesn't collect and stagnate. We can use insecticides. And of course, we can take special care of sick people to stop the spread.
And that's our quick tour of the user manual. At the end of the day, it's your machine, which means you make the rules. So the only real question left is, what's one small tune-up you're going to make for your body today? Maybe it's just one extra glass of water or adding a fruit to your lunch. What will it be?